there's plenty of holes. No pun intended. In
Bro,
it.
I'll show you plenty of holes.
So, like I said, they needed to needed to figure out. I'm not gonna pay attention to that. They needed to figure out. Yo, the just needed a little tap or tap.
Little tap, tap, tap.
Taparoo.
Name that movie.
I don't know.
You don't know that movie?
Maybe, I don't know.
Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Damn. Tell me you have seen
tap.
that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
racist.
What a wave. Yeah, well, and action.
Welcome back to Last Drop, guys. I don't know. I thought that was funny. I have a really sick sense of humor. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 113 of The Last Drop, which is also the conspiracy theory special. That was the
sound effects that we're definitely gonna put in.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. We'll just have someone do it.
If you're not new here, we got really into conspiracy theories and we got a lot of people interested on social. So we were like, fuck it, let's just
let's dive in.
let's go balls deep.
Yeah.
Balls deep.
Let's
And
take it away.
if you're new here for some reason, you were like, I want somebody to talk about conspiracy theories more, who I can maybe subscribe to. That's not what we normally do here.
Yeah, so sorry.
But if you like funny haha pee pee poo poo stuff, we do that. So go check out some of our other podcasts.
It's kind of our
after
thing.
this one. That is our thing.
A weird kind of thing.
We got some good ones. Zemmy has, so he brought up how he thinks that this conspiracy theory where the Titanic didn't actually sink is has some merit to it.
Yes.
Something he believes. So he's going to go through that with us. And then, Zemmy, I'm really hoping you've never heard of this. Have you ever heard of the Denver airport conspiracy theory?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah?
I
How
love
much
that
do you know
one.
about it?
A lot.
Ah, fuck. Okay, cool.
I'm here for it.
So we're going to dive into that. I
like that one.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then maybe you'll have some stuff to say about it too. I
Yes.
should have asked you if you've heard
No.
it, but I also wanted to be kind of surprised.
Yeah.
The other thing, in that same podcast, this is I think 110 that we're referring back to. We were talking about female serial killers.
Yeah.
So I found 2 that go dummy thick.
Okay.
Are kind of crazy. So we'll go over that too.
Yeah, we'll read through there.
We'll read through those. Zemmy, do you want to start?
Yeah.
Just real quick before we start, make sure to subscribe if you're new here. We'd love to have you part of the pee pee poo poo gang.
Leave a comment, like the video.
Share with a friend.
Keep it on loop for days after days.
Yeah, help our average view duration. So Zemmy, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So no, you're good. Mine that I wanted to look into. I think I need to start at the beginning.
From the beginning.
In the beginning, probably when I was in high school, I got served some weird YouTube video about how the Titanic didn't sink, and it was actually a different boat that sank. That was
nice.
That was supposed to be the Titanic,
And
or that was the Titanic,
and that's how you discovered your sexual attraction.
That was
to
also
boats.
coincided with my sexual awakening.
Where you
no correlation.
You saw a boat, and all of a sudden you were
Yeah.
hard as a rock.
Yeah, I was as hard as an iceberg. It was. Ooh.
That was good.
Foreshadowing.
that was good.
Yeah.
That was great.
Thank you.
That was good.
So I said on like Sarby said the past podcast, I was like, I don't know, weird conspiracy I think is kind of true is Titanic didn't sink, it was a different boat. And he was like, I've never heard that. So
I have not heard about it.
I wanted to go over. I picked that one to dive into, and I got a lot to say. I got a lot to fucking say. So this is called the Titanic switch theory. I believe someone wrote a book about it.
Someone wrote a book?
Yeah, which is insane because I did not.
That's crazy.
My notes are nowhere as nearly as long as a book. I think it just goes into absurd amount of detail that we're gonna skim over because it's not important.
Nice. Only important details here.
So here we go. Titanic switch theory. I learned a lot. And so what I liked about this was that I had my initial, in my head, just this is what this is. And this is why I think this. And after being challenged to look into it more, I learned so much.
So now you even more believe it.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So the Titanic squish theory. I think I'm just gonna go over a little bit about the history and then kind of what the theory was, and so on and so forth.
Sick.
So back when the Titanic was built, in the year that the Titanic was built, I don't know when that was.
Some old date.
There was a company, White Star Line, that manufactured them. A
That's
British
pretty
shipping
racist.
company.
Not Black Star Line.
I
Racist.
mean, what it was 19 something, man. You come on, it's not that. We get
They
it.
were all racist. Anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of racism on this podcast. I promise this isn't normal.
Jesus.
I'm unhinged today.
Yeah. So, the White Star Line (WSL) commissioned 3 ships to be made. I don't know the name of all 3. I know the names of the 2.
Nice. The other one doesn't matter.
Other one literally doesn't.
That one's a
matter.
beta ship.
Yeah. It just
didn't watch Andrew Tate.
It
so.
couldn't float. It was bad at floating. It wasn't a good ship. It was more of a rock. The RMS Titanic and the RMS Olympic. The RMS Olympic was built first. Very important part of the story.
Okay.
It was considered the Titanic's sister ship. As I like to think, it's smoking hot twin.
Nice.
Like it was like the Titanic, the Olympic, and like the Olympic was the hotter twin for sure.
The Olympic port deck. Oh, dummy thick.
But
I'd clap that fucking rudder anytime.
God, I would ride that ship all fucking day.
Why are your jokes better?
And it was a good ship. It was a good ship.
She was a quality ship.
Yeah, she was a quality ship. I'm pretty sure it had a great lifespan. I don't know what's the name for it. It sailed a lot.
She gave great head. I mean, had a lifespan.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just can't. Keep going. Keep going.
So soon after the Olympic was unveiled, it actually hit another ship, the HMS Hawk. I don't know how they hit. I don't know. I think it was like maybe like a tugboat or something. They collided, and the Olympic actually sustained a fair amount of damage to the ship.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it down so I don't forget it.
Okay. Tell me. With the costs of the repair kind of stacking up, and the damages not covered by insurance, the ship kind of became a financial burden to White Star Lines. Financial burden.
Just like I am to my parents. I get it. I get
exactly. You feel that. So they needed to come up with a way to pay for all of these damages.
Okay.
Like it's a ship. Like it's not just like a $10 fix. Like you can't just go down to the auto shop, pay $100, and like she's back on the ocean. This was taking time. This was taking money and resources. So what the idea is what was proposed is that they could make up this money by cashing in on the insurance of one of the ships.
So why didn't they have insurance on both of them?
I think they just needed more money to fix the one that insurance was given, and it didn't. The insurance kicks in if I'm assuming the insurance kicks in if it's not repairable. It's like when you crash your car and it's totaled.
Oh,
I think that's when you could kick in. I'm taking a huge stretch here, but this is my version of it.
I got it. I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to prove
no,
a
that makes
certain
sense.
Point, so yeah.
Broken. Well, no, but then also, okay, wait. Continue what you're saying, and then we'll keep going.
Yeah. Again, this is just a theory. So,
yeah.
There's plenty of holes. No pun intended. In
Bro,
it.
I'll show you plenty of holes.
So, like I said, they needed to figure out. I'm not gonna pay attention to that. They needed to figure out how to pay for these damages. So they came up with a plan. And their plan was the sister ship, the Titanic, was just about ready to set sail across the ocean.
Nice.
They were like, wouldn't it be convenient if we swapped these 2 ships that look pretty close alike, and the one that is now swapped as the Titanic, the Olympic, were to get in an accident and be damaged beyond repair, thus they can cash in on the insurance policy, because it was believed that the Titanic was overinsured. They could actually make money off doing this. Not only just get the get the damages paid for, but they could make like a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Well, that's how almost all those like business insurances are, right? Because it's like it's supposed to cover
the damages. Yeah.
Like your business is valuable more than like what it could make you in a year. It's valued off of what it can make you in 3 years. So I can imagine the insurance is like if you can make $300,000 off of it
projected
in 3 years, maybe like the insurance is 1.2 mil, which is what you could make in 12
exactly
years. Okay.
Exactly. So this is kind of just mulling over in their heads, and they're just like, wow, like this is kind of sounding like this could be possible. We're gonna spin off a little into a side theory that, since we're doing a full podcast about it,
absolutely,
I want to talk.
Yeah, don't keep going. I'm just gonna keep making shitty jokes. So
perfect. I need that. So I'm pretty sure the owner of White Star Liners, one of like the parent companies, one of the people who owned that was J.P. Morgan. So he owned a company that owned White Star Liner.
We know they're sketchy.
Yeah, and J.P. Morgan at this time is just one of the biggest financial influencers, I would say, of this time. Like, he is just connected to everything. He started the Federal Reserve. He was a very, very pro starting the Federal Reserve for the United States. And he actually had a ticket on the Titanic. And the day before it was set to skedaddle, he canceled his ticket. He didn't.
Okay, that's pretty sketchy. That's mad sketchy, bro.
Yeah, and I'm going to jump a little here. The fact that, let me finish this and then I'll come back. So the idea, and this is kind of like not the sync. This isn't the switch theory. This is like just like another theory about it. So there's a theory that there was also some other very wealthy and powerful people. It's confirmed that I don't know who they are. I didn't really care to memorize their names. They were also on the Titanic. And there's a theory that they had some sort of beef. They were trying to have something happen. And so he intentionally had the Titanic sunk.
Oh, shit.
So that they were gone.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So like hey, these are my competitors.
Basically sort of thing.
Knock 'em out.
Gone. Yeah. Which is pretty pretty spicy.
That's spicy.
And I think, I didn't do any research on that one, but I obviously don't think that one's true. I think that one's kind of crazy.
Okay.
And I think what's even more insane is, imagine if you were like, I'm just like that. I'm gonna say that didn't happen.
Okay.
He didn't try to sink it on purpose. But imagine if you were like a day out. Like, imagine if you were a day out on the Titanic. You're like, ah, shit. Like, I actually can't make this. And then you like a day later, 2-3 days later, find out that bitch sank in the middle of the ocean. You know, kind of like a life like revelation you'd have.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, that could have been me.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I mean, J.P. Morgan was just huge influence for this whole country. So I was like, holy fuck, what if he was on that ship? Like, and this country we could very much not be here.
Did you know if anyone died on the Titanic that was like super influential?
Yeah, so those guys who I was talking about before, that JP Morgan's like competitors, they were on that ship.
But are they like big? That's more what I mean.
They were probably pretty big.
Okay.
I don't know like the implications of like them dying and then what's happened since. Like, I don't know that much. I mean, but the thought of like, JP Morgan's life ending there and then knowing everything
that's happened
since that he's probably been a part of, like, he shaped the country.
Yeah,
so, like,
the butterfly effect would.
Yeah, my mind just went crazy.
It's not a butterfly. Wow. That's a nuclear bomb effect.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay, I see you.
So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. That was something I thought about while researching this. But anyways, back to the switch theory. So this is kind of how like the plan was laid out. They do the swap, the two ships, and like people really wouldn't notice because they're pretty similar. They'd voyage out to sea. Accidentally, and this is what kind of was like, out of every way to do this, this was your plan. Yeah. Like, this is how you were gonna like do this. I guess they had to make it real, but like, this is how you were gonna do this. Voyage out to sea. accidentally hit an iceberg. And like by accidentally, I mean they wouldn't hit an iceberg. They would just like kind of let water in and let it sink slowly.
Oh, okay.
So like they would tell people like, "Oh, we hit
we
an
hit an
iceberg,"
iceberg.
and then it's like going down.
Oh.
They'd
So
have
you're saying
get
that-
everyone off the ship safely, and then they'd have a standby ship in the area, which they actually was named. It's like the nearby California, like the SS whatever California. Ship sinks, everyone gets to safety on the next boat, and then they cash in on that sweet insurance money. So that was the plan.
Oh. See, I was
However,
I was gonna make a joke
Yeah.
real quick about was the captain of the ship the same guy that hit the other ship?
I have
Like
no
they're
idea.
doing a
Yeah.
really
I have no idea who the
whether
captains were.
whether this or well, if this theory is not true, then this company literally is just really bad at hiring captains of a ship.
Yeah,
Because it's like, yo,
Yeah.
you already hit this boat, and now
you're hitting another.
you
boat.
hit not even a boat,
like a
you
straight
hit
up-
a fucking iceberg.
Yeah.
How do you miss an iceberg?
Yeah.
Continue.
So that was their plan. However, we all know something else happened. So
Oopsie.
the Titanic, aka the Olympic, actually did hit an iceberg. And I think that could have, in this theory, in this world, I think that would have been fine because they had this other ship that was supposedly kind of on standby in the area that could pick everyone up. However, this ship actually was docked for that whole night because there was a bunch of icebergs in the area and they were like, nah, we're not going to fuck with that. So
So the ship wasn't in on it. It was just like
they were, yeah, and that's okay. So that's where like the theory is that like this ship was supposed to pick them up, but in reality, this ship was just like, no, we're not. Like they weren't in this scheme. They were just docked. They were like, we're in the area, but we're docked. We're not going out there. We were canceling all of our shit tonight because we knew that there was like an iceberg warning.
yeah, that's
So
fucking like a tornado warning, iceberg warning.
yeah, exactly.
Just
So
a lot
they
of icebergs.
So what ended up happening is what the story that we all know is that they hit the iceberg, everyone sank. It was supposed to be this like huge thing, but it totally backfired.
Damn.
But the ship did. But the theory still is that the Titanic didn't sink. It was the Olympic that went down that night, and then they were able to still cash in on the insurance money, but like it wasn't supposed to go down like that.
Yeah.
it was
Because now they
supposed-
don't have the technology to like look into it as much as we can.
Yeah, it was it was more so like not everyone was supposed to fucking die. It
Yeah.
was just supposed to be like, oh no, we hit an iceberg. Like here are all the lifeboats, and like we're gonna drop them in and like
Get on out there.
get everyone out. No, they actually hit an iceberg. There was no ship there to rescue them, and then it went down, and then they cashed in.
Weren't there survivors of the Titanic though?
Yep, I think so.
But they're probably just not as many as they thought there would be.
Yeah, no, I mean their whole plan was that no one would die. That they would just like.
What about, didn't you say that there was like, didn't they have shit at like the bottom of the.
So I didn't see. So there's some not research. There's some like evidence that like said that like, oh, like the reason why this theory is true is because the porthole, the porthole layout on the Titanic is this, and what's at the bottom of the ocean is a different porthole layout. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't really like get into any of that.
I think it is because somebody, when we posted our video,
Mm-hmm.
somebody commented that. They were like, that is the only reason why.
I think that was one of the reasons why I originally believed it so much. I was like, damn, like that adds up. Like if the portholes,
If
from,
the-
like the plans don't match the one at the ocean, like the fuck.
But do you know for a fact that it matches the Olympia or the
The
Olympic?
Olympic, I do not know for sure. And here's where I get into the part where holes in this theory.
Ooh,
No pun
okay.
intended. No pun intended.
God, you're good on that.
I know, I'm
shit.
going crazy.
You're fucking
So
so hard right now.
it was funny when I was doing this research. Literally every YouTube video and every article I read was like, "This theory is bullshit." like there were people passionately like, fuck no, this didn't happen, which I get. And like I think what hit hard about this theory and like what I'm kind of realizing, what I was realizing when I like was doing it, is that like people died, and so like it's kind of shitty to like be a denier of something happened. But like I think with this one, I was more interested in it because it was following like the financial, like it was supposedly like kind of following the financial breadcrumbs, like follow the money, and like that's where the truth lies.
Well, I think too, like,
it validates that people did like in fact die. Whereas like I think there's theories like the Holocaust didn't happen.
Yeah, where
I'm
people
like,
didn't actually die.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, like that is so fucked. Like,
no,
shut up.
I think you're right. Like, this theory isn't saying that people didn't die. It's saying that, like the 2008 housing, like stock housing market crash, it happened. Yeah. But it happened because there were really shitty people doing shitty stuff in the background.
Yeah, that's what kind of.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Oh my God, shut up, Siri. Siri, stop.
That scared the shit out of me.
I know, that scared me. I was like, is somebody fucking in here?
Dude, it's all spooky vibes right now because we're talking about
Siri, stop.
Theories.
That's so annoying, dude. Siri just turned on, and I was like, is somebody in our studio right now?
That scared the fuck out of me. Fuck you, Siri. I want to get a clip of like what my facial expression was in that, because like I got fucking spooked. I feel like we're talking about kind of spooky things, and now I'm all.
Then you're like,
fight or flight. But yeah, so there's a lot of, as I was researching, there's a lot of fucking horse shit in this, and I think it was funny. Like everyone kept saying like why conspiracy theories are so like believable is because there's a small bit of truth, but then they like fill in the holes with garbage. And like I was like, but like anyways, so first off, the ships weren't identical. The plans for each ship are very, very different. Just like based, like the rooms are different, the layout's different, like it is not the same.
Yeah.
They are not the same ship. They were like loosely based off each other. You could, if you were like one ship, two ship, and then they were like, all right, which one's which? I mean, obviously you'd be like confused, but like anyone who like working on it, building it in like that manufacturing space, owned the company, in like they would know. Workers on the ship, they would fucking know.
Yeah.
So like there's no way that those people wouldn't be like, this isn't the fucking, like, I'm clocking in, like, this isn't the fucking Titanic.
Yeah.
This is the Olympic. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. That makes sense.
And
I didn't even think about that.
Like, so, and then what also goes along with this theory, that I kind of just skimmed over, is that, you know, like the time period of like, they made this decision to like switch the ships, and the Olympic, the Titanic setting sail, they had to switch all of the stuff inside the boats, because every boat, and I have these numbers down, every boat has a serial number. It's called a hull number. The Titanic's hull number is 401. The Olympics is 400. And everything inside of ships will have that number on it. Desks, chairs, stoves, pictures, everything.
Crazy.
It's attached to the boat. So in order for this theory to work, they would have had to switch everything out into a ship that wasn't identical and have to do this secretively. Imagine taking everything from one like cruise liner and putting it into another. That's bodies. That's people that have to do that.
Yeah.
That's time.
Somebody would have.
That's out in the harbor. That's both the ships. That's both the ships being together in one place at the same time. Which I think there's also evidence that they were only together for this amount of time. Like this, like they just.
But it wouldn't have been a sufficient.
They were not obviously parked next to each other for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like that would take probably days,
weeks,
yeah, to figure that out.
Yeah, to get everything switched over.
See, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Okay,
it's kind of like common sense sort of things. Like I didn't think about it either. I was like, oh yeah, like you need people. What are you telling these people? What are you telling them that they're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just like flipping,
just swapping it out. They're like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the same desk, just in a different. Okay.
Exactly. So like that was like a.
It's crazy they were that organized. Like, not saying like Like now it makes sense because everything
Mhm.
is like electronically tracked. But like
Mhm.
it's crazy that they were that organized back in the day.
Mhm. Yeah, and I don't know why, but that's just standard on ships. So that would have had to happen, and I'm pretty sure there's pictures of like the hull numbers matching probably
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
this with the ship that sank. And I think the big one for me was that, and then the insurance policy on the Titanic. So people the theory in the theory for the switch theory, it's there's a idea that the Titanic is overinsured, that like holy shit, like if we sink this thing, we're making money. Like
Mm.
we're gonna make money on it. That is not at all true. The Titanic was in fact underinsured. Um, the insurance policy, you'd get popped out $5 million for sinking the Titanic, or for sinking the Titanic, which would in this case would be the Olympic. And you'd only get $5 million. However, it was 7.5 million to build. So you're actually losing money
Yeah.
if you sink this ship. And then you're also sinking. You're also sinking the Olympic, which is supposed to get you money. So like,
Wait, sorry, say that again?
but then you're so that actually doesn't make sense. But you're sinking a ship that is underinsured, so you're going to be losing money if you do so, because it costed 7.5 million to make, and you're only going to get 5 million in return.
Well, like the question though is how much did they make off of the Olympic before it sank? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if they like, so it costed 7.5 million to make.
yeah.
Let's say they were able to make like 4 million, right?
I think their idea was like they'd probably like take the loss on it sinking, but then like
Get some money
since the
back.
ship is already damaged, the Titanic will like make that money back.
Oh yeah.
But like, who the fuck is gonna take that financial risk, as well as like the risk of everyone dying?
Mm-hmm.
Makes
I don't know. There's some shitty people out there.
But like,
But
I think
get it,
the
yeah.
financial part is really where like someone would be like, no, like,
Yeah.
no, and then it's like, how are we gonna do this? We're
That
gonna
makes
hire all
sense.
these people?
Me
What?
trying to play devil's advocate, just like,
Well, no, I like it's fair because, but then like you think about logistically, how is that gonna happen?
yeah.
Okay, so now we gotta start switching shit out. These are two massive boats. What do you think we're gonna be doing? Like, you think like the other harbor workers are just gonna be like, oh yeah, like they're just working?
Yeah.
No. You think the ones that are doing it aren't gonna be like, why are we switching all this stuff?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of this?
Come forward with it or something.
And then see that like the ship sinks and not kind of be like, that's weird. So in the end, I very much so now do not believe the switch theory. Just based off kind of those no-brainer financial and logistical holes in this story. It's just doesn't seem like it could happen. I just don't think you could hush that many people, and I don't think anyone in the financial business of the what is it, White Star Liner would ever be like, yeah, that's a good, like, we could cash out on this. Actually, I don't think that that's a they would take that financial risk.
That's a good point.
If say it sank and the insurance policy was overinsured like they said, and they got $10 million,
Kind of makes sense.
that would kind of make sense. But it was the opposite. You actually get less money.
Interesting. That's a good point.
So that's my theory. That is the
I wonder why it was
switch-
underinsured like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just gave them like I mean, I'm thinking about it in terms of like my car.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
But I guess
Yeah, you're right.
But
My car is not
insurance, but I mean, with my car, I got way more than I think it was worth.
Yeah, but you also crashed it at a weird time when used cars were worth way more than they should have been.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, and then too, I don't know what like the insurance policies were like back then. I don't know if they were good, bad, or made no sense, or how they were valued.
I guess I'm thinking like life insurance, where like typically there's a really good return on that.
Yeah.
So.
But then too, you run the risk, again, like risk analysis of this like master plan. okay, like that's if no one dies, because if people start dying on this, like in this attempt, you have to start paying out like insurance to people.
That's true.
So then that 7.5 million, or that like overinsured amount of money, has to start going to other places, not just like to not just to you and only you.
Did they have it back then where like people
Yeah, I'm
got
pretty
financially compensated?
Yeah,
for...
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah, they
Okay.
did.
Yeah, that makes sense for now.
Yeah, so that's the switch theory. I think it has some, it had some legs for sure. But with some,
I mean, all these have legs.
yeah,
you know
but
what
with
I'm
some
saying?
with some like a little research and educating and just, thinking, I am now under the impression that it is not possible that they could ever pull this off, and that it could have worked.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting though.
Yeah,
I like that. I
but-
love that somebody did the research to like find all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, someone wrote a book about it, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Did you read the book?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was
Fuck
like,
no, I
damn,
didn't.
bro, like that's not
No, I was just part of like, it came up a lot that's how the theory kind of started. I think there was a couple not cool, but a couple of just like interesting ones where JP Morgan was supposed to be on it. That was kind of cool little layer to add to it.
That definitely gives you like a raised
Interesting,
eyebrow. Like,
whoa,
okay, so like the
whoa.
day before,
Yeah.
do you have inside information?
Exactly. So that's the switch theory, man.
Cool. Dude, it's
So I can officially say the Titanic did sink.
so it's funny you mentioned how that theory started because the way I brought up how the Denver airport theory started, because it's like not like connected to us, but like I'll bring it up. So the Denver airport, kind of just transitioning over to
Yeah.
it's a wild one. It's kind of long. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I have a lot here. But I think it wraps up fine, and it should be like maybe 20, 30
Go for
minutes.
it.
So the Denver airport, if you haven't heard about it, it's like kind of an interesting theory that has
Spooky.
no merit. But
Yeah.
it's also, it's one of those ones where there's a lot of questions, and I think people just filled in the gaps with like weird shit
Yeah.
kind of thing. So the Denver airport was built like mid 90s. It sounds like it was opened like 1995 or 94 or something like that, but it was being built for a long time. So it's 53 square miles, which
Wow.
is double the size of Manhattan.
Is that an average size for an airport?
No.
Okay.
It's a really fucking large airport. Like
Yes.
that's not normal.
Yeah.
That's not
We've
normal.
been to the Denver
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah, we have. Unfortunately, I feel like I have not
That's-
walked around it much because it wasn't like
Well, that was one of the things that I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure you'll touch on it. And I'll make a note when you do.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely do it.
Because when we were there, I was like, I'm pretty sure I told you, I was like, bro, like there's some shit about this place.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't believe my brain didn't remember that
Yeah.
because I would have totally picked something else.
Yeah. No,
But-
this is good though. I love this one. And people should know about it.
So it was built, whatever. The suspicious things about this building was number one, that it took years longer to build than expected. So it was kind of like, oh, this will be built in like 1 or 2 years, but it took like way longer.
Ain't that construction in the U.S. though? Am I right?
Yeah, literally. That's pretty much everything nowadays.
Yeah.
But the other thing that was kind of a red flag was it was over $2 billion over budget. So like more than $2 billion.
Someone has to get fired.
Yeah. Like somebody fucked up or something happened
There's
where
n-
like
that's that amount is absurd. You
Yeah.
can't miss by that much.
Exactly.
There's got to be
something
like
something's happening.
yeah.
And it, like I'll dive into it. I really like that you were like, okay, so here's the bad things. And I
Yeah.
do have some bad things about it, but
Yeah.
there's some that I remember. I just have to like
Yeah.
remember to say it. So last thing was that was kind of like a red flag was there was a perfectly fine airport less than 16 miles away that a lot of people felt like didn't need to get replaced.
Mm-hmm.
There was also in
Was
another
it the original? Was so like the one that was far away? Was that considered the Denver airport? And then this one
No.
was like
it was called something else.
okay.
But then the other fucked up thing about the Denver airport, the fucked up thing about the Denver airport is it's not actually in Denver. Do you remember when we went there and we
Yeah,
had
it's
to
far
take-
as fuck.
It's
yeah.
far as fuck from Denver,
Yeah.
which is just annoying.
Yeah.
False advertising.
Which, nonetheless, annoying.
Fuck
if anything, annoying.
What a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
So, the cool thing, this is what I was like, oh, So originally, like, local newspapers came out with like, hey, here's some weird things about the Denver airport. Should we start investigating? Like, kind of initial conspiracies. Nothing insane, but just like
doing like journalism.
Yeah. But then the fire like really started about the conspiracy around it when an ex-wrestler and former Minnesota governor named Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
Shout out Minnesota, baby. He started a TV show where it was just called Conspiracy Theories. And this was like back in 2010.
Yeah.
And apparently they like dove into everything. And that just lit a fucking fire for this conspiracy. So there's and the thing is there's like a bunch of different parts to this. So the first one, which is just kind of like,
I feel like there's so many that I have in my head. And like I don't know how they connect or if they even connect.
They don't. None of them
just,
really
It's just like there's so many weird things.
It's more like, hey, here's like one, like there's one thing that's kind of like, okay, that is not very, like that's kind of a shitty explanation.
It did it again. It scared the shit out of me.
Did it?
Fuck you,
Siri, stop.
Can we turn the volume all the way down on there?
Right,
that way if it does start talking, it doesn't scare me. Perfect.
So he's just like, I'm scared.
Dude, we're getting all spooky. I love it.
Yeah. We are getting a little spooky. So I think like everything kind of just like starts.
It's almost
from
like at a circus you expect there to be like circus stuff. At an airport you don't expect these things and they're all just like they're all here and you're like, why here? Like what is going on?
I think what it is like there's one specific thing that I'm really like raises an eyebrow.
Yeah.
And I think that one thing kind of was just like, oh well then there's also this thing that we could say is
starts
weird.
that like it's exactly what I was starting to say about with theories. It's like there's something that like is real and there's another thing that is real but like very odd, and then conspiracy theories come when people start connecting how it ties together.
Yep. No, 100%. Okay, so actually, you know what? This is interesting. So I'll start with like, I'll start with the thing that's like the biggest like
what the fuck.
So the biggest what the fuck about the Denver airport is the fact that there are underground tunnels. And people, because like they restrict access, so like people are not 100% sure like exactly how much there is, but there was a construction worker there, or excuse me, construction workers in general claim that the airport has miles, literal miles of secret underground tunnels, which makes sense because it spans over 53 square miles.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, someone came out and was saying that there were 5 multi-story buildings built underneath it. So like think about that. Like literally like the Denver airport is like top floor and then there's like a whole underground city of like buildings and whatnot. So and that those tunnels were the reason why it took so long and costed so much to make the Denver airport. That's why, that's like the justification.
Did you dive into like anything about the construction? Like who built it? Like who was the construction company?
No. There was in none of the articles did they really dive into that, which is, that's
the next step, I guess.
Yeah. But I don't
Which we're just going to hope that that's what you looked at. That's what they looked at.
Yeah.
We're just going to trust it. That's insane.
I mean, I looked at
fucking city.
I looked at like 4 different things, both like short and small, or short and long. None of them mentioned the construction company. So, yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Have you heard anything about the?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's where my mind went.
That's where mine
because like of like the construction workers coming out, like who contracted this? Because again, like there had to have been a lot of people working on this.
Yeah.
How many people like are on a construction crew that are just gonna like build these things and just be like, yeah, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Unless like it's a government,
Well, so kind of like, so here's where like, okay, people hear this, and then these are kind of like some of the theories that like build out all the other.
Why the tunnels?
Exactly. So I heard like 6 different theories. Like one of them was that it like connects to military bases, which I think out of anyone, that one makes the most potential sense.
Yes.
Then it was like, this is the new Area 51 where they're keeping aliens. And this is where like other theories come into play.
That like branch off that.
Yeah. So, and we'll get into that. A bomb shelter for the rich, which also branches out into some, and it's kind of connected to this one, which was like it's an Illuminati New World Order headquarters. So like New World Order, more referring to like maybe Nazis or Freemasonry. And then the last one that I heard that nothing really came from this was a nuclear launch site, which could also maybe kind of make sense, connected to military.
Yeah.
I really tried to look for this. I heard it in one like article, mentioned this briefly, but then didn't really elaborate on it. Apparently, there's a lot of grainy videos of lizard people walking around in the tunnels. And kind of their justification for it was that like, people are dressing up as lizard people and then like trying to like mess with other people.
Yeah.
Like in those tunnels, basically, like workers that have access to them. But I couldn't find, like, I literally looked all over. I looked up on like TikTok and Instagram and like Google, YouTube, like trying to find a video of one of these, and I couldn't find one.
I was about to say too with the workers, like Denver airport workers, like what, like I want to hear from them, like who, what, when, where, why, how.
So that's the thing is like the justification for these tunnels is apparently when they first built it, they were trying to make like a more efficient system to get your luggage that was underground. So like out of the plane, your stuff would go underground and then it would be transported underground. That way there was like no friction or whatever. But the thing is that the tunnels never, like, they were built, but then the system never came into fruition. Like apparently it was
almost
not
like
efficient.
the shell was built and then they were like, this isn't even gonna work.
It doesn't make sense. It's not as fast and it's less efficient.
Yeah.
Which is then also like, why do they still have those tunnels?
Yeah.
Why do they spend so much money?
Who has access to them now?
Workers, like people who, like you can still access those tunnels. There's just so many of them. That's like,
weird, man.
So, and they were saying like people have gone down there and spray painted Illuminati symbols down there to like feed, or like alien symbols. People dress as lizard people to like walk.
So like,
around
is there so can just normal people get in there? Did you find any like videos of people like, we're in the Denver tunnels?
I don't think so. I'm guessing like it's an airport, so I'm guessing they're probably pretty like, hey, we should
airtight.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
no,
like,
I'm just saying. But like, how did people get down there and spray paint stuff then?
That's true. Who knows?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
And I feel like just like with the workers having access to it, like.
But I'm guessing you'd probably have to be like pretty high level.
Yeah.
And maybe it was something like this was built pre 9/11.
Yeah.
So like what I imagine is people. Well, no, actually, it really got popular in 2010. So maybe that's a lie.
Yeah.
Like maybe people went down there and like spray painted shit that they didn't realize later on. People would be like, well, that's a sign.
Yeah, now we're connecting it to something.
Yeah.
It's just part of like this is actually there, but not because of that reason.
This is also a side note. Apparently, so when all this broke, they had like a spokesperson come out and be like, hey, this isn't real. But like also we're going to lean into it. So they did like conspiracy theory tours, like conspiracy, like, they did like a costume party at the airport to like market. You'll see in a second. They actually handled it really fucking well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the tunnels. And I think out of the tunnels, that's where like all these other really stupid things come out. So like the number one kind of like, I think this is just somebody, you know, like when
it's a little bit of a stretch.
Like when Wendy's came out, remember when like International Women's Day happened and then like Wendy's tweeted something that was like, or maybe it wasn't Wendy's, but some company tweeted something that was like women belong in our kitchen.
Yeah.
As like they were trying to be like, we want to be supportive of women, but what it sounded like was women belong in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like kind of the same thing where you're like, how is somebody that stupid?
Yeah.
But odds are there's really somebody that stupid.
Yeah.
So the first one is that the runways of the Denver airport look like a swastika.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
I think it's ringing a bell.
Like, here's a picture, and we'll throw something up on.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it.
Yep. But then there's another picture of like somebody kind of tracing it out. Like it's a
Yeah.
little hard to see when you don't have the trace, but then once you see the trace, you're like, oh yeah, it definitely does kind of look like a swastika.
Yeah.
So
I get it. Yeah.
and that's where like, oh, like Illuminati, New World Order,
Yeah.
swastika,
Yeah.
like, you know, where
Yeah.
somebody noticed that and then they were just like, God damn it, you
Yeah.
know? And the only and this kind of plays into the other parts of this. The only theory I could find that people were like, this is why it's built in the shape of a swastika is it connects back to a theory about Nazi UFOs. So there is a theory that Nazis, I don't remember if it was like, because I didn't look into it too much because I was
Yeah.
like, this is a lot.
Yeah. I'm gonna be on some weird websites.
Nazis either built UFOs or like
Yeah.
they
They
encountered
yep.
UFOs and then inhabited them or whatever and like indoctrinated aliens to be Nazis.
Okay.
And so now there are a bunch of Nazi aliens flying
Yeah.
around
Mm-hmm.
and this is how they can identify,
You know, this is where we can land.
yo, this is home base.
Yeah, this is a safe zone.
It's this swastika.
This place where a lot of people are all the time is definitely a place we can hide.
And I was like,
You're like, that was like brain rot. You were like,
yeah, that's when I was like, all right, this is all bullshit.
all right, that theory is probably we're done with that one. But
Yeah. The justification that they give is pretty half-ass. It allows planes to land from any direction no matter the weather. So like
Mhm.
if the wind is blowing from the north and they want to land like with the
Yeah.
wind, they can land on the north side or
Cool.
whatever that I don't know how fucking planes work. But it's
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
but the problem is people are like no other airport is built like that.
yeah. I was gonna say like airports just they have one.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah. Like
You're trying to just land anything.
or I remember I was like looking at diagrams and it was like you can accomplish the same thing but just like not shaped.
like a swastika.
Yeah, like one of them's shaped like a Z and it does the exact same thing.
yeah,
You know? So just like one of those dumb,
yeah,
that was one where they were like, this is the one that's just like it's such a stretch, but it's also just like crazy that this even fucking happened.
mm-hmm.
So Blucifer, the blue Mustang.
That fucking Mustang.
It's
Mm.
it really has like I don't know. I still don't so a lot of the theory has to go with the art that is in the Denver or was in the Denver airport. And it's I don't like I'm like it's art, artists are fucked up in the head.
Mhm. It again,
Whoever
just
was in
adds-
charge of
it
it
just
is
adds to like why the airport's weird.
yeah. It's just like who was in charge of
It
like
doesn't
we're
help.
we're gonna commission and approve these pieces to be put
Yeah.
in the airport.
Mhm.
Which also kind of might play back into like they were so far behind that like this artist came with their piece or whatever and
We're
was like
huh?
but they were like, well, we have to put it in.
Like, okay, damn it.
So this blue Mustang was made by Luis Jimenez. It's 38 feet tall and 9,000 pounds. And the thing where people are like, this is linked to like the demon or like demonic possession or it's just
Mhm.
like bad luck
Yeah.
is because it has these like glowing red eyes. So
Yeah.
it like looks like a demonic blue horse
Yeah.
essentially. The artist and it like people are like this relates to like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
The artist is like, nah, bro. Like he's like
I just made a creepy ass horse.
well, so he says the red eyes were an homage to his father because his dad used to make LED signs.
oh, okay.
So the red LED sign,
Yeah. Plopped it in the eyes and there you go,
Boom.
Dad.
here you go, Dad. The thing where people are like, yeah, this horse is fucked, is that it killed the artist who made it. Did you not? Do you not know about this?
No.
This is the craziest part about this fucking horse.
No.
So
How?
while the artist was making the horse, a piece of it broke off and fucking stabbed him in the leg. Severed like his leg and cut his
just bled
artery and
out.
he died. Yeah, he bled out and died.
Oh my god.
That's why
That's okay. That's like some demon shit.
that's the one where I'm like, yo. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, oh hey, let's like put this horse that like or this statue that like killed somebody into our but also it could be like a not political, but like oh, like this artist literally died to get this piece of art.
Yeah, like maybe it's almost like a memorial now, but like it's a fucking creepy memorial.
Yeah, really creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just one of those like I don't think
It's
there's
kind of
anything
like the
behind it.
painting, like the painting that I was talking about in that haunted hotel I went to in Austin, where it's like they commissioned this painting of this girl who died there, and it's just creepy.
Yeah.
And gave off bad vibes, and people were just like, "Yeah, can we move this?"
Yeah, like the artist wasn't fully. I mean, granted, none of this stuff had ever happened, but still, it's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, you're building this for like. I feel like if you're gonna build an art piece for like the public, it should be like kind of like happy-go-lucky, kind of cheerful, not like this like, yo, this horse looks like he's going to possess you.
Demon horse looks like he's gonna like haunt this place for centuries.
Like, what artist doesn't realize that that's gonna look fucking creepy?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those ones where once again people probably like, oh, Illuminati, oh, like they're they have like they do demon. Oh, and this horse looks like A plus B equals C, baby.
Yeah, I'm just doing the math.
That was one. Another one was the murals in the Denver airport are just kind of. This is the one where once again I'm like, why the fuck did you approve this?
Yeah.
So this one, people claim that the murals have secret messages. There's a lot
Surprised
of these.
people dive that deep into them.
Yeah, well, okay, but I do have to say some of these murals are like
they're
why
fucking
the
weird.
Fuck would you
they're
put that?
Fucking weird.
Starting off hot with Nazi soldiers in gas masks.
Yep, that's the one we walked by.
Did we walk by it?
Yeah, we walked by it, and I was like, I literally
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We walked by that one, and I was like, you probably just forgot, but I definitely was like, bruh.
So for
this, I was like, this is the one, dude. This is a fucking like, this is why this airport's weird, man. Like
for audio listeners, it's literally like a Nazi soldier with an AK-47, a gas mask, and
kind
a
of cartoony
big
a
sword.
It's like cartoony a little.
And there's like kids in it, and
it's
there's
just like a weird combo of different things that don't line up. And
I think the one for me that's like, what the fuck is it's like there's a mom who looks like she's holding her dead child.
Yeah.
That's the part where I'm like, why the fuck would you put that in an airport?
Yeah.
Like at what point was,
Yes.
So there's that one. There was a recreation of a letter a child sent from Auschwitz.
Yeah.
And the letter says, I was once a little child who longed for other worlds, but I am no more a child, for I have known fear. I have learned to hate how tragic then is youth, which lives with enemies, with gallows ropes, yet I still believe I only sleep today, that I'll wake up a child again and start to laugh and play.
God. Why?
And then it says like their name on it or whatever. But it's just like, it's one of those things where you're like, why the fuck? Yeah, it's like, and it literally, if anyone's like, oh, that could not be from a concentration camp, it literally says the name, 14 years old, died December 18th, 1943, Auschwitz concentration camp.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, and then like, okay, the airport's shaped like a swastika.
Yeah.
It's just like, why would you do
fuel
that?
to the fire.
Yeah. Like,
And,
why would you do that?
I mean, I'm sure the artist didn't know.
No, but like,
but that's also the part where you're like, oh, so they like convinced the architect of the airport to make it in the shape of a swastika.
They didn't even know each other.
And then also was like, hey, yo, can you like put Nazi symbolism into our artwork? Yeah, that's where it's like kind of the same thing.
That's the coordination there is just that's not happening.
Yeah.
But it's just ironic. It's very coincidental.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, why the fuck is that in an airport?
Yeah, so there's a lot of other things, like lots of creepy, eerie looking kids with like just whack shit behind them.
Yeah,
so
we'll in the video we'll like put the frame, the mural.
Totally.
So
in the video, this is definitely better of a video podcast.
Yeah.
But if you're an audio listener, like it's like
just look it up.
Kids,
they're weird.
There's like these kids with like a forest on fire, and then there's like animals around them.
It's not at all what you'd think it would be in an airport.
Yeah, and then there's like another one with like kids holding like. There's like a bunch of kids, and there's like there's there's like a kids holding like flags wrapped around like a bunch of knives and shit.
Yeah, like why is that? People with guns there are people with guns in it. Like, why is that in an airport?
Yeah, and they basically so they took a lot of these down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if we saw the Nazi gas mask
We
one
did.
because I think that one was taken down.
We definitely saw that mural. I remember seeing it in person.
It said on there that it got taken down pretty quick because people started freaking out.
Not the Nazi one, but like the guy with the gun is still there.
Really?
I feel like it is.
I don't know. Maybe I have the wrong one.
But we walked past that mural and I was just like, good God, it's
it could be
real.
with somebody else because I don't remember that. I feel like I would remember.
The only time I've been there is with you. I guess
Really?
I was there with my mom, but
could have been with your mom because I don't remember that. Because remember the time that we were there?
you were walking around. We had a layover.
Yeah, maybe I should go. Maybe I'll look it up. Maybe it is there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe my
The
memory's
mural,
wrong.
the whole mural is still there. There might be parts of it that are maybe gone now. Like maybe like painted over that part, and I just don't remember that it was painted over.
That'd
or something.
be crazy. They were just like, we don't have the budget.
Yeah, but like that full mural is still there.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
maybe I do want to go to Denver one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, just messages illuminated the Illuminati. The explanation.
Yeah,
why did
they?
So the artwork was made by a guy named Leo Tanguma, and he's saying that all these murals are about being pro-environment and anti-war. So he was trying to depict a world free from war and environmental ruin.
Didn't get that.
No. Also, don't think that's the vibe of an airport.
No.
It's a really weird vibe for an airport.
Yeah. No, I didn't get that out of anything of the picture.
Yeah.
I don't get that vibe at all.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like showing up to like a kid's birthday party and singing sad songs.
Yeah.
That's what I think of it as.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you get hired as a musician and you're
like,
not playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You're playing like Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, Pierce the Veil. Or
Or
like, what's that song by the Cranberries where it's like, in your head. Zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, this is not.
Hey, yo, not the vibe, homie.
Not the vibe.
So, there's like two more, I think, and then we're. Oh no, there's one more, and then we're out of here. Freemasons dedication plaque.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one where I'm like, okay, why would they do this? But it like, I don't know. So there's a plaque in the Denver airport that was like put there, when it started or whatever. And the plaque is a time capsule that is to be opened in 2094. The problem is that it has a symbol for the Freemasons on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know like the Freemasons is a huge conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought this was really fucking funny when I was watching a video by The Thrillist. They called the Freemasons just basically a frat for old people. And I don't know why that got me. I was like, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. You're right. Like,
yeah, it's just a bunch of old dudes doing like dumb shit.
Doing old dude shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, damn. So this is where I go back to like, at a certain point, people were just looking for shit.
Yeah.
To like
reaching for low hanging fruit.
Whatever fits. Apparently, when like the date that the airport was like dedicated and that this like dedication plaque was supposed to be from, it's March 19th, 1994.
Mm-hmm.
If you add all the numbers up from like March being, what is that? March, 3/19, or I think it's like 3191994. If you add all those together, you get 33, which is the highest level of Freemasonry. And that was one where I was like, bro. I was like,
come on.
I was like, yo,
someone's and like it's almost. I think I'll touch on this later if we have time to go over another one. It's almost like someone's just playing into this.
Yeah.
Someone's just playing a joke on you.
100%.
Like if anything, if not just dumb coincidence, someone's just messing with you.
Yeah. People are fucking with you.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's weird.
So the other weird thing was on the plaque, it says that it was like commissioned or like, not brought to you by, but like helped with the New World Airport Commission.
Mm-hmm.
There is no New World Airport Commission. So people are, and like New World is a way to say like
Yeah.
Nazi or whatever.
Yeah.
Freemasonry. So like the biggest problem is that it doesn't exist, but the justification is that apparently it's just a made up name of the group that planned the airport opening ceremony. So like these people were put in charge to do it, and part of what they needed to do was like set up this dedication plaque and like how it was going to happen, and they were like, well, we want to credit ourselves.
Yeah.
So they like called themselves this.
Yeah.
And that's why that's on there.
Did they do the design on the plaque then too?
Maybe. I'm sure it was one of those like, hey, we're going to have a plaque. Here's some things we're going to put on there. Set like this person said we have to put this. This person has to say that. This person blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. And they were like, well, we
Sure.
get to put something on there too because
sure they were old dudes.
Yeah. So, and then apparently people are like, this time capsule has like this. It's gonna whatever.
Yeah, there's all these secrets in it. It's
apparently it's very transparent. Like they recorded them putting this thing into the time capsule. Apparently there's just baseballs from Coors Field, a pair of the mayor's sneakers, and then a bunch of other Colorado
knick-knack shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
yeah. I was just about to say what's in the time capsule. It's
just
junk.
shit,
Junk,
dumb
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that you'd put in a time capsule.
Man,
like the mayor's old sneakers. What the fuck?
No one would want that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's like what everyone was going into. The wrap up on this is, so I was telling you earlier about how when these conspiracies like came out, they were very good about like, well, let's just turn it into our favor.
Yeah.
Apparently to this day, they still kind of milk it. So they have a bunch of ads that like play into it. So like there's one that's saying, are we creating the world's greatest airport or preparing for the end of the world? And then it has their horse like shooting lasers out of its eyes.
Oh my God.
Or
that's so funny.
Or
they're leaning into it.
So there's like
that's amazing.
A lizard person.
Yep.
And then it's, what are we doing? A, adding amazing new restaurants and bars. B, building an Illuminati headquarters. C, remodeling the lizard people's lair.
That's so funny. I love that.
There's so many of them. There's like a picture. So I didn't mention this because it seemed like just something that was like, hey, they have these and they're weird.
Yeah.
But there was no really like elaboration on like why they're weird other than it's kind of weird to have them there. So there are gargoyles in the baggage claim area of the Denver airport. Just one of those things that's like, why is that fucking there?
Yeah.
But they had the picture of the gargoyle, and then it was, what's happening behind this wall? 1, gargoyle breeding grounds. 2, a top secret.
These motherfuckers.
2, a top secret Freemason meeting. 3, an improved airport experience.
That's great. That's amazing marketing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought that was fun for us because we're both kind of in that marketing world.
That's
like,
hilarious.
It's funny that they like saw this as like an opportunity. They're like, well, if it's gonna happen, we might as well lean into it.
Yeah, we have to.
And like here we are reading something.
Yeah.
From the Denver airport, giving them free marketing impressions, not only on us but then on our audience. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
easy.
Just fun.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good for them.
That's all I had. That's it. That's the Denver.
That gives the exact. It's just all this stuff happening at an airport makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just like why? It almost makes me think someone is just trying to fuck with us.
Yeah. 100% just trying.
Someone's just like, dude, let's just make all this weird shit.
Well, then like,
swear to God, like. Just let people do their thing and they'll blow this thing up.
I mean, I think it's really fun that like, oh hey, like this conspiracy theory is like free marketing for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, they cash out, and that's exactly why they're like doing all those ads.
Like, I want the conspiracy theory to be that the conspiracy theory of the Denver airport was built
on purpose.
by marketers because they're like, this will get you billions.
People will be
impressions for free.
So excited to go to your airport. For no reason.
No, people take tours and like go there. Like when they go there, they're like, "We're at the Denver airport."
Yeah,
like,
that's why I got all giddy when we walked by that fucking mural. I was like, "Holy shit, there it is!"
Yeah,
it's like that's the thing. I watched videos about this thing, and then I think when we drove past on the monorail, we saw like the horse, and I was like, "Whoa, the horse!" It's like it's fucking weird. There are some interesting things though. I mean, granted, like I don't truly believe that it's like a huge marketing thing. Like, how do you like? I think they lean into it now,
Yeah.
but I don't think like all of it happened as one big like. No, this is just a bit
Yeah.
because like the construction thing with all the tunnels, that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
This is very bizarre.
Super bizarre.
I like the military part of it.
Yeah, I think if anything, that one has the most merit.
Yeah,
Like,
it has to be. I could see it being some sort of like bunker of sorts. I feel like I don't even remember exactly, but maybe like the location of the airport is of significance that plays in favor of that theory. Maybe
my question, I mean, my thing is like, I feel like if you're gonna build quote unquote like a 5-story building underneath, like in case there's like a nuclear holocaust or something like that, why would you do it in Denver?
I feel like that's what like that. There's some
other than Denver's kind of like in the middle of the country, but still, like to me, it makes more sense like build it in Washington D.C. You know, like I think if there's any conspiracy that like there's like an underground like underneath the White House,
but that's too obvious, you know, like that's like ground zero.
But that's what makes sense, though. You know,
but I feel like if they want to flee and just kind of like go off the grid, it could just be somewhere random.
That's true.
Random would be better than like, oh, this is where we always are.
Yeah.
Like,
and you think that I feel like if there is like a secret bunker, almost nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
No way
that they'd let that leak.
Yeah. God, that's a good one. No, I love the Denver airport conspiracy. It's just it's weird, it's goofy. There's like a bunch of
is goofy.
There's a bunch of random things that you could connect, but in reality they're all just so random. But then
it just seems like a snowball that just got way further down the hill than it should have because like it just hit enough pockets. It hit like random huge pockets of snow.
Yeah.
Like
how did it get this big?
Yeah, it was like the perfect storm where it just like you know, somebody made like one three-pointer. Thank you. Yeah. I was combining free throw and three-pointer. Someone made like one 3-pointer after another that just like shouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
You know, like
wild shot after wild shot.
Hit bounced off the rim, like hit off of somebody's head, off of somebody's hot dog and like win it. Yeah. You know, like that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Insane. No, I like that one. That one's one of my favorites.
That one's interesting.
It's a good one. I think we wrap up.
We should get closer. Yeah, we should wrap up.
I think we should wrap up. There's one more that when I was talking to Callum about this, he was like, "Oh, have you heard of like the Avril Lavigne one?"
Yeah. See, I almost did that one.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. I almost did that one, but then I was
I've
like,
never
I feel
heard
like everybody knows that
I
one.
didn't know about that.
You don't know about that one?
No.
Okay, we should do that for the next one.
I mean, I already looked it up and got the high level. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Like, and that was one where I feel like she started leaning into it because like one of the things was she like had that person's name on her hand, and like people were like, there's pictures of her like with her stunt double's name like on her hand. I'm like, bro, she's probably heard all this shit, and she's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna lean into it. Like, duh.
She like made a TikTok about it. Hold on, I wonder if I can
like.
Find
of course, she's gonna lean into it. Like, that's brilliant.
Oh yeah, no, I think she'd be stupid not to.
And that got me thinking. Let me see if I can find this. We gotta start a conspiracy theory about ourselves someday.
Zemmy is actually Sarby, and Sarby is actually Zemmy.
Yeah. This episode. On this episode, we dive in. No, I think, it'd be so cool to have a conspiracy theory about yourself that like the public has made.
Here it is. Oh, she just addressed it.
Absolutely, which she should.
And everyone was just like, "Oh my god, she addressed it!" Like,
Whoa, she knows. Whoa, she knows about it. Whoa. How does she know? Duh.
I haven't watched this in so long. I remember posting this on my meme account.
That's
Are you the real Avril? That's crazy. Yeah, one of those ones that's like, it's a stretch.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
But
and if anything, that probably is just like such a fun thing for her to. Not like I don't know if it's fun.
I feel like that'd be annoying after a while. Like
after a while,
because people are probably coming up to her like, "You're not the real Avril Lavigne."
What happened to the real one?
I would get so pissed.
Hers is I think the right person could lean into it, right? in the right way. But
yeah, but I feel like that would annoy anybody, even if you're like a clown and you're
Yeah.
like I'm a pretty like haha hee hee.
and like I think hers too is like she died,
yeah,
and so like that would be like no, like,
I'm here.
and maybe
It's
and two
me.
it could have been based off like she was having a hard time in her life, and like then people
Yeah,
so like, but I also heard one of where it's like no, there's a clone of her. If it was like that sense more, like I would be more at ease if I was her. I could lean into it if people think I was a clone. If that was me.
yeah. I mean, that
But
would
if
still be
it's-
so weird.
Yeah. And if like people ran up like if people ran up to me like, "Oh, are you a clone of like Avril Lavigne or like of Matt Zumika?" I'd be like, I would literally just look at him and be like, "Yeah." And
Yeah,
then
but
just, like, keep
imagine
going.
somebody like the 100th time of somebody doing that.
I think I could live with it.
I don't think I could. I don't think anybody could, honestly. Like,
Yeah. I think it would be fun.
I mean, just being a celebrity in general would fucking suck.
Yeah,
because you can't go
yeah.
outside without.
no.
Like that was something someone was explaining on a podcast. Was they were like, dude, I literally can't even just like go. I talk myself out of going to a coffee shop just to get a cup of coffee because I know I'll get recognized and it will not be a fun experience for me.
Mm.
So like, imagine that, but like, people are saying you're not
Dead.
you.
Yeah, you're dead.
I think that's just too much.
Yeah, that would get annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to be a certain person to
Yeah.
be able to hit it out of the park every time with like a
Yeah.
one-liner to like make it that much more.
Yeah.
But I think that's how you could kill it though too. If you were
Yeah,
way
but-
too like, if you're way too like, yeah, I am a clone.
Here, I mean, the way I think of it is like, I can kill it when people call me short. I can like joke about it all day, but
Yeah.
there are times when it's just like you're having a bad day or
Yeah.
like you're just not in the mood and
Yeah.
somebody says something and I'm like, I will fucking actually
Yeah,
deck you. Like
Yeah.
that, and that's like, but now it's like, I think that's personal-ish.
yeah.
Like
Imagine
that's
if,
like even
imagine
more.
If you're, yeah, if the bid is like, no, you're dead.
That would
You're
almost
fake.
infuriate me more. That it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's one thing to be like, haha, hee hee, this is like a conspiracy, whoa, but it's
Yeah.
another thing to be like, I genuinely believe this, and
Yeah.
you are a clone.
Yeah,
That's where I'd be like,
which there's definitely people out there who are riding that wave, not just being like, it's just a funny like little
Yeah.
thing.
and who don't know like boundaries. And
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll have a conspiracy theory about us. I don't know
Very
what it'd
funny.
be.
I
But
feel like
I'm gonna try to lean into it.
knowing most, not necessarily conspiracy theories, but knowing most like podcasts, like fan theories, is that we would be hooking up with each other. That's what like
Yeah.
everybody
we're like
says.
we're lovers. Dang,
Yeah.
that one's not fun.
I know.
I want it to
a
be-
fun one. Like Sarby is a lizard person and Zemmy is like
Like
Adolf Hitler. Like that's what.
what?
I
don't want that one. What? That's
Dude, imagine
horrible.
if somebody came up to you every day and was like, "You're Adolf Hitler." How would you feel?
Yeah, that one can't really lean into that one.
9.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, that one.
I
would
mean,
suck.
no.
Fuck. Zemmy took German class for however many years in high school.
Somebody just like wipes your top lip. It's
This-
like it's
this-
like just like the makeup
yeah.
comes off and you start seeing the Hitler stuff.
They pictures here of Zemmy at German camp back in 2017. Back in 2014,
Oh,
Zemmy at German camp. I'd
what
be
a-
like,
Do you remember? This is
Fuck.
like podcast like 55. You made this like
oh yeah, when I
Yeah,
was going like,
you're like going
like,
up the slope.
yeah, going
and,
up
but
the, yeah.
it definitely looked like
Yeah.
and then I made a joke about you hailing
Yeah.
Hitler and you're like, no, dude, I was wait.
Fuck. God
Someone
damn it.
just pulls that up and
Shit,
it's like
well there it is. Well, damn.
Photoshop the
That's so lame. Man, one might be cool. Oh well. Guess you don't get to pick your conspiracy theory. It kind of picks you.
that's deep, bro.
Yeah.
You don't choose your own conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theory chooses you, bro. It's all you. You and your dump truck ass. All right, dude, I gotta go. I gotta rip a
Dude, me
fat
too.
piss.
Me too.
Oh my god, we
Well,
can cross streams.
All right. Well,
That's our conspiracy theory.
yeah, it is. It is that we're hooking up. Yeah, the problem it's that or I'm Hitler. I mean, it's one of those.
No
two.
in between.
No
can't
between.
be.
Can't be anything else.
Guys, thank you for listening.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching Last Drop Podcast. Make sure
Mhm.
to subscribe, share this with a friend. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace. Pee pee poo poo.